The movie begins with David Raskin, a brilliant high school senior, recording his MIT application video while his sister Christina films him, capturing every moment of his life like a personal documentary. David proudly demonstrates a homemade drone controlled by motion sensors on his fingertips, proving his intelligence and ambition. The test almost fails when a phone interruption causes the drone to crash, but David still labels the experiment a success. This moment quietly establishes who he is. A genius who believes problems can always be solved with enough intelligence, confidence, and persistence, even when things don't go exactly as planned. A month later, excitement fills the house when David finally receives his MIT acceptance letter after weeks of waiting. Celebration quickly turns into dread when they realize the financial aid barely covers tuition, forcing his mother Kathy to consider selling their home to fund his future. David blames the situation on the absence of his father, who died years earlier, leaving behind unanswered questions and unfinished work. The pressure of expectations, loss, and sacrifice weighs heavily on David, planting the emotional seed that will later drive every dangerous decision he makes. While searching the attic for his father's old experiments to use in a scholarship proposal, David stumbles upon something impossible, an old camcorder containing footage from his 7th birthday party. As he watches, he notices something horrifying and unbelievable. His present-day self briefly appears in the background of the recording. The same clothes, the same watch, the same backpack. Time itself seems to crack open in front of him, and what should be impossible suddenly becomes undeniable. David shows the footage to Christina and his closest friends, Quinn and Adam. While Christina desperately tries to rationalize it, David knows the truth in his gut. The proof is everywhere, down to a ballerina keychain visible in the footage. That keychain leads them to Jessie Pierce, a girl David has admired from afar. When David nervously returns her misplaced backpack, fate quietly intertwines their paths, hinting that something far greater than coincidence is unfolding. Back at David's house, the group recreates his position from the old video and discovers a hidden hatch beneath the basement. Inside, they uncover David's father's secret workspace, filled with classified military blueprints labeled under DARPA projects. Among them lies one file that changes everything: Project Almanac, detailed plans for a functional time machine. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable, as if David's father left this discovery specifically for him to find. Despite David's hesitation, Quinn insists the machine must already have been built. After all, David appeared in the past. That logic pushes them forward. They assemble components, construct power sources, and discover a mysterious glass circuit that generates immense electromagnetic energy. Every failure only proves they are close. When blue liquid splashes onto David's clothes during one test, matching the stain from the birthday video, all doubt disappears. Time travel isn't a theory anymore. It's real. Determined to document everything, they steal hydrogen canisters from school and push ahead with their first real experiment. Using a toy car fitted with a camera, they attempt to send it back 60 seconds. The test nearly destroys their equipment, plunges the neighborhood into a blackout, and ends with the car fused inside a wall. When they recover the footage and see themselves from the past on screen, cheering and confused, reality shifts forever. They've done it. They've beaten time. With proof in hand, David confesses the truth to Jessie. They've built a time machine. Instead of running away, she becomes fascinated, urging them to test it on themselves. After weeks of refining the design into a backpack-sized device, they take the ultimate leap, jumping 24 hours into the past. The thrill is intoxicating. But when Quinn encounters his past self, both versions begin to glitch and fade, forcing a desperate escape back to the present, along with an unexpected stowaway that confirms reality has already been altered. Missing dog posters line the street where none existed before, proving their actions have consequences. Terrified but exhilarated, the group creates strict rules: never jump alone, always film everything, and stop if things go wrong. But rules feel fragile when time itself bends to your will. They begin fixing small problems, helping Quinn pass exams, standing up to bullies, and even winning the lottery. The money flows, confidence skyrockets, and their lives improve faster than they ever imagined. But the wins aren't perfect. A single wrong lottery number costs them millions, and Adam refuses to fix it, sensing something dangerous beneath their success. David uses his share to help his mother, while Quinn embraces his newfound popularity and wealth. David, however, becomes obsessed with upgrading the machine, pushing its limits further back in time. When Jessie realizes David wants to save his father, the emotional weight of his true motivation finally surfaces. Their biggest jump yet sends them to Lollapalooza, fulfilling a dream Jessie never thought possible. In that moment, surrounded by music and freedom, David almost has everything he's ever wanted. But when he mishandles a deeply personal moment with Jessie, insecurity takes over. Back in the present, strange changes appear. People act differently, relationships shift, and events no longer align with memory. Something is deeply wrong. Here's the question. If you noticed reality changing after fixing your past mistakes, would you stop, or would you try to fix even more? Tell me what you'd do in the comments. News breaks of a devastating plane crash, and Adam connects the dots. Their jump caused a ripple effect, altering events that led to multiple tragedies, including the death of a pilot who should never have been flying that night. One small change shattered countless lives. Panic sets in as they realize time isn't linear anymore. It's unraveling. Arguments explode within the group. Quinn wants to erase their biggest jump, but David refuses, unwilling to lose Jesse and the life he's built. Haunted by guilt, David secretly breaks the rules and jumps alone to prevent a separate accident, believing he can still control the outcome. For a moment it works, but the universe demands balance. Back in the present, David learns Adam has been severely injured in a new timeline. The cost of interference becomes brutally clear. Overwhelmed, David isolates himself, desperately calculating which moment must be undone to save everyone. His obsession grows, blinding him to the damage already done. When Jessie confronts David, she uncovers the truth. He altered their relationship using time travel. Heartbroken, she realizes their connection may never have been real. As emotions explode, her past self appears, causing both versions to glitch and vanish. Jessie is erased from existence right before David's eyes. Now broken and frantic, David admits everything to Quinn. Timelines are crossing, people are disappearing, and the machine is out of control. With police closing in and chaos spreading, David makes the hardest decision of his life, to go back to the very beginning and erase Project Almanac entirely. Fleeing authorities, David steals more hydrogen and makes one final jump. 10 years into the past, he finds his father in the basement, who immediately understands the truth. In a quiet, devastating conversation, David explains that time travel only creates pain and that some losses cannot be undone. Father and son share a final goodbye, knowing it must happen for reality to survive. David burns the blueprints in the glass circuit, erasing the future before it can exist. As time collapses back into place, every jump rewinds, every mistake unravels, and David fades from that moment forever. Reality resets. Back in the attic, David and Christina search through their father's experiments once again, unaware of what almost destroyed their world. Everything feels familiar, yet subtly different. The time machine is gone, but traces of what happened linger beneath the surface. David returns Jesse's backpack, replaying the moment where their paths first crossed. This time he speaks with quiet confidence, aware of how powerful even the smallest moment can be. Jesse listens, intrigued, as if fate itself is offering them another chance, without time travel. If you enjoyed this intense sci-fi journey through broken timelines and impossible choices, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to great animation recaps, turn on the notification bell so you're the first to catch our next story, drop your thoughts in the comments, and keep watching for more powerful movie recaps that pull you straight into the heart of the story.